Let's see. Okay. Welcome. I apologize, y'all. I forgot. I was like, I'm wearing a mic today, so I need to turn it on. That would make sense. Welcome to Coffee Break Clarity. I got my coffee mug. This is actually designed by moi. This is my personal coffee mug. Go to shopping.infocusflow.com. I think it's still at that link. If not, please let me know. it's been, I think I made these like in 2022, 2023, 2022. I made this coffee mug in 2022. I started wow, I did a lot. I started a like I did like coffee mugs, notebooks, um t-shirts, and digital products in 2022. And so sometimes like I wouldn't really consider that as like jumping out and starting because I wasn't marketing it. So, and I don't think I knew my value, right? At that point. Like I understood that I had something to share, but I didn't know that I was already creating things that would help others, right? And so we got to talk about that. Like, what's going on with the mindset, right? What's going on with the mindset? So, um, I want to go ahead and welcome you all in who are tuning in on the replay. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Hashtag replay. And like I said, let me know where you're tuning in from because I always want to know. Today, I actually wanted to focus on or talk about how God does not consult. He doesn't consult our past or our resume when he maps out our future. And I could talk about that just from that example that I gave, right? Um, you could be in the process of creating and doing things and putting things out. Yet, if your mind is like on your past and what you feel like, or you're thinking like you haven't done this or you haven't done that, and you're like more focused on what's not instead of what's God, then you don't actually begin to show up in the uniqueness that the Lord wants to show to others through you. He doesn't consult your past, right? And as I was making those products, as I was like literally putting those things out, I would literally have my mind focused on what was or what I did not see yet. And so I did not share, I did not do the marketing that was necessary to sell the products. And so we have to think about like how we are thinking because sometimes the way that we perceive something is the reason why things aren't working just yet. Hello, Motor Cabbage. Hi, God bless you. So yeah, you gotta take authority, right? You gotta take authority over what you are doing and what you are saying and what and who you are being. And so God doesn't consult your past. He doesn't consult your resume when he's literally mapping out your future. You want to know how to do all of those things, right? It's like you have to go and seek God. When he started talking to Abraham, he told him to go to a place that he would show him. He didn't talk about what his dad did. He wasn't talking about his past. And then he told him that you was going to be the father of many nations. And if Abraham was to consult his past, he's like, well, I'm, 90 something years old. We ain't seen nothing of a child yet. But he wasn't consulting his past, right? He was literally telling him what the future would be. And so he's become a father of many nations because he trusted God on what God said. And I think that's something that we forget to think about when we are moving and doing the things. And so if you never get out and do the thing, or if you kind of do it in a place that you're hidden and you don't really want to like cause a lot of alarm and you don't want to share with people all the different things because maybe there's just thoughts about like why it took so long. or there's thoughts about what you've been embarrassed about, right? Those are different things that actually will stop you from actually moving forward in the gift and the calling that God has on your life. And so, in this moment of us literally like living in creative focus, I think I call it live now in creative focus. I don't remember what I called this live stream, but I wanted us to get some clarity on this coffee break. And I think that it starts with us thinking about how are we thinking about our past? Because if we're thinking about our past the wrong way, then that's like literally where what we need to surrender, right? Surrender how you think about your past, right? And then begin to engage with God's word. Like really like spend time in his word to see what he says about you, what he says about that thing, right? What does he say about what happened? Like why are you spending that much time on what happened if it's not something that's actually positive and building you? You can go back and look and say, this is how God meant it for good. That's what Joseph said to his brothers. It's like you meant it for evil, but God, he meant it for good because it caused a lot of good things. And if you don't know anything about Joseph, I'm just saying he was a dreamer. His brothers got jealous of him. They threw him in a pit, sold him into slavery, and he went through all of this stuff just for him to be put in position to help in a time of famine. And so you never know like how the Lord wants to use a situation that was like horrible to you, right? How he wants to use it for his glory. And so I think that's something that we need to begin to like really consider when we are taking steps. Like each step that you take each day, consider like what are your thoughts about that situation and what are God's thoughts? And just compare the two. God's thought, his word says this, even though I was thinking that. The enemy wants you to concentrate on what was wrong and what went bad. But when we focus on what God says, then we actually get to move inside of the future that he has for us. And so I just wanted to share that with you all today. If there's something that you think that you actually need to begin to work on it, to move on, I want to invite you out to our Pen Plus Presence workshop. We have these workshops where we go deep into this story, right? We go deep into the narrative, and I want to make sure that we all are able to go forth empowered into our next season, right? And begin to show up and to do the thing that God has called us to do, right? So if you are interested in joining us, just go to penpluspresence.com. If you like what we are talking about here, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel because I don't know if you're new here, but if you're new here, let me know that you're new here. Let me know that you're a new subby, and I look forward to having more coffee conversations with you on your coffee break. These live streams are going to be really short, 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and probably shorter now because I don't see anybody commenting. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off. You all have a wonderful and amazing day. God bless you and see you on Thursday. All righty.